Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of Coding with Kenny G. Let's see, what episode number are we on? Episode 24, huh? Okay, so we are in the process of making the game mechanic of capturing actors work. And last time we managed to get the north capture working. Now, I did something off camera real quick to try to make a function that would solve some problems for us, because in coding, we can do this entire code line, just write, copy paste it and make another one, and then we have the east neighbor and then we have the south neighbor. And this function, though it works, you can do it like that to have a very large script that is kind of manual. That works, but it's very bad coding practice, because if we we made a mistake, we needed to debug this thing, it's terrible. You need to check through everything, you have to have unique names for variables, blah 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 blah. In short, we don't want to do that. We want to have helper functions to solve the small problems for us, so that we can deconstruct the larger problem into smaller problems and go through them each one by one in that regard instead. So I just scroll up here. To the top, I've created a private static function which returns a single actor, and the function is get captured actor in direction. So first of all, the first parameter is actor, the moving actor, then we have the target tile, the board again, and then a direction. And at the top here we write actor capture actor equals null, and then before you even start writing this stuff, we can just return captured actor, because if there is not a capture in this direction, then we return null, and the calling function, which is gonna be this function, get captured actors on board, is going to check if it's null. So we want to return null if there are no captures in this direction. And then we actually just repeat this code down here, but we have just made it more generic. The only thing is, there is a little bit more tricky to explain to people, right? Because it's starting to get more generic. But first of all, we have a variable here, tile, which is the first neighbor in cardinal direction. And we know the direction because it's coming in here. How this is going to work is that the get captured actors on board function is going to call this function 4 times for each direction. So first neighbor in cardinal direction equals board helper dot get neighbor tile in direction, like we used many times before. Then we just send in the board, the target tile, and the direction. So we need to check if that guy is not null. If it's not null, which means we are checking for a position inside bounds of the board, then we're going to check if that first neighbor in cardinal direction is occupied. If it is, then we're going to check if moving actors faction is not equal to first neighbor in cardinal direction dot get occupying actor dot get faction. So I'm just going to write a comment here. Check if the neighbor in direction is opponent to moving actor, right? If the neighbor is an opponent, then we go further in this check. So I created a new variable here called tile, neighbor to attack tile in cardinal direction, which means that we're just checking one step further in our direction. It's the exact same thing as we did before, where we checked north and then north again. So this is the neighbor tile to attack tile in cardinal direction. And we just call board helper to get neighbor tile in direction. Then we say board and then first neighbor in cardinal direction, right? First neighbor as the target tile, and then the direction again. So it's almost a recursive search, but I'm not going to get into that this early in the series because recursive searches, I'd call that certainly intermediate. It's a little bit more tricky to wrap your brain around and to explain as well. So later we're going to do this the way I do it now. Anyway, then further, if the neighbor to attack tile in cardinal direction is not equal to null, so we're still within bounds of the game board, and if that tile is indeed occupied, then is the occupying actor adjacent to attacked tile in direction an ally? If so, then we say that the captured actor, so the variable at the top here, is equal to the first neighbor in cardinal direction dot get occupying actor. So that is just a way of making this whole situation a little bit more generic, so we don't have like a very, very long script. So you can, I would suggest in your case, you just comment this guy out. This entire check here below captured actors in get captured actors on board. So this entire check for capture in the north, then we're instead gonna create 4 variables. So we just say var north captured actor equals, and then we call this private function get captured actor in direction. We say we just send in moving actor target tile the board, and then we say specifically cardinal direction dot north. If north captured actor is not equal to null, then add that guy to our captured list. So captured actors dot add north captured actor. Remember that this guy is indeed an actor. And then we do this for each direction, and then all of a sudden we've shortened this function, the public like main function, into something much more efficient to read and write, while we handle like the small problem programmatically in each direction. So it's much more clean and efficient. And since all of these are so far classes, it's not a problem throwing these guys around into parameters, because they're just references, so it's quite efficient. So we're just gonna do this 4 times, where we do have to have a local variable for each eventually captured actor. So we say var east captured actor equals get captured actor in direction, moving actor, target, tile, board, and then cardinal direction dot east. And then we say if east captured actor is not equal to null, captured actors dot add east captured actor. So I'm just going to repeat that 2 more times real quick, and then automatically we have also implemented something called a multicapture. So var south captured actor equals get captured actor in direction, moving actor, target tile, board, cardinal direction of south. There we go. Just gonna do this real quick with you. You probably are writing the same thing, hopefully. There we go. West captured actor. Okay, so bada beam, bada boom. We have now potentially up to 3 captured actors. It can never be 4 because you can't just drop a tile in the middle. You need to, like I told you earlier, the aggressor is the one that can initiate the capture, so the moving actor. So I'm just gonna try to create a little situation here. Let's check our time. 12 minutes, not too bad. Okay, so let's go into our formation creator, and I can show you why we even have this thing. Because this is how we can create different situations that we need to test. So I'm just going to create a situation where I'm going to be able to capture all of these 3 defenders. So I'm just going to place an attacker like so. This is interesting because this attacker guy, he's going to start the game since the starting faction is the attackers. And he can move in between here. And then this function that we now created will check each direction. Each direction, so north, west, south. He will also check east, but this tile is gonna be empty because or else he couldn't get in here, right? And then he's gonna capture all of these 3 defenders at the same time, so we can check if that works. I'm just gonna save this formation as multi-capture test 01. There we go. Save that formation, and then we can go back to our testing scene. And here's the thing. Now we can just test this real quick by applying the multi-capture test onto our formation to spawn in formations. When we press play, that is the formation that is going to be spawned, and this guy is going to be able to move here. So I just need to check something. I couldn't remember if I had implemented all the movement rules. Sorry. So select this attacker, and then I'm gonna move him in between these 3 defenders, and since I have an ally on each cardinal direction, as I try to my best to explain these few episodes, if everything works, and this is untested, he's going to capture 3 pieces at the same time. So let's see. There we go. Magic. It's the most exciting way to do this because I don't know if we're gonna find a bug, if I did something wrong, so it's just a little bit of a ooh, will it work? But it did work, and we can probably create the same testing scene for the defenders to see if I haven't made a mistake there, but probably not, since we are programmatically checking for well, at least not the faction that is currently playing. We could have made a mistake assigning the faction none or count and to a defender here, and the code would still work. But I haven't focused too much in this series to catch all the possible errors that we can do. But for now, the code is working, and it's quite fun to see. So yeah, I hope you have enjoyed watching and learning so far, and I'll see you in the next one.